A type of ape has evolved that clearly shows the first signs of becoming more human. What makes them closer to us than other apes is not their brains, which are only 1/3 of the size. It's not their skin, which is hairy. It's something they do that other apes just don't. Something that will one day lead them to be described as a missing link. These apes walk upright. These are Australopithecus. Go back 200,000 generations and your relatives would look something like this. They live in groups with complex social structures and are also very political animals. This is Gray, the eldest of the group. He is 30 years old and the top male, but only for as long as the females want him to be. Females are just 2/3 of the size of the males, but Gray needs their support if he wants to stay in charge. Unfortunately, he's no longer getting it. With the death of the lead female, this noisy individual called Babble has now replaced her, and she is no fan of Gray. Bottom of the heap is the orphaned male called Blue. At 3 years old, his social skills are as yet undeveloped. With the death of his mother, he is becoming an outsider. But in truth, the whole group has problems. Last year, there were 12 of them. As a result of malaria, they now number just 8.
The mouse lemurs have been hibernating throughout the dry season. With the return of rains, it's time to get busy. A dozen share this tree hole, but there's plenty of room. The world's smallest primate is no bigger than your hand. High in the branches above, the baobab's nectar is starting to flow. A drink of this sugary, energy-packed liquid is an ideal way for the lemurs to start their day. Liquid oozes from the flower's centre and trickles down the petals. But the nectar is not intended for lemurs. These giant hawk moths are the drinkers the tree needs to attract. As they sip, moving from tree to tree, so they transfer pollen and fertilize the flowers. Nectar was an excellent first course for the lemurs, but moths are the main dish. The moths are very important to the lemurs, for they will replenish the fat reserves that the lemurs need to survive the barren dry season. The lemurs might seem to be a pest for the baobab. They kill its pollinators and rob it of its nectar, but they do give something in return. For as they wrestle with the moths, their fur inevitably becomes dusted with pollen. So they too become pollinators. This is Africa, a mangrove-covered island near the mouth of the Congo. It's home to a remarkable and very revealing community of a different great ape, chimpanzees.
These chimps are orphans. Their parents were killed for the bushmeat trade, and many of them were pets kept in very unsuitable conditions. And now they're part of a unique experiment in which they're being taught the skills that they will need in order that they may survive by themselves in the wild.
Some, as youngsters, acquired a number of skills by watching humans. Some know how to crack nuts. But it takes a chimp a number of years to work out how to place the nut in a socket and then how to wield a hammer. This chimp, Balinga, is an expert. His companion Flo watches attentively. Puck is really struggling. He only started watching nuts being cracked when he was 6. That's 2 years too late for a chimp to learn new skills. You really can't teach an old ape new tricks. What about this? Do you want one of these? Hey. You want one of these? Mind your fingers. Of course, there are many different ways of cracking a nut. And come to that, there are many different kinds of nuts. And so different groups of chimps have developed different ways of dealing with the problem. That is the beginning of a culture. And of course, a culture has many things in it apart from cracking nuts.
With darkness round the corner, it's time to prepare for evening. Australopithecus sleep in the trees because it is safer and make a new nest every night by folding down a bed of branches. Primates were once all nocturnal creatures, but not anymore. Some have evolved great color vision, allowing them to pick out succulent leaves and fruit, but this has come at the expense of their night vision, which is now poor compared to most animals. So for these apes, and in the future humans, the night is a time to sleep. Sadly, the Australopithecus will soon find that this place is not the paradise it first appears. Black Eye has stolen an egg from an ostrich nest. Being able to carry things while on the move is another advantage of walking on 2 legs. Before she can break into the egg, Gray steals it from her. Dinophilis is a killer of Australopithecus. These cats don't have the speed to bring down fast-running herbivores, so specialize in slower prey that they can kill easily and eat quickly. Later members of the human family will rise up the food chain to become top predators, but in this era, our relatives are prey.
Somehow or other, perhaps on a floating log, they reached the island of Madagascar. Here there were neither predators nor competitors, and here they diversified into an extraordinary range of species which now exploit every environment on the island. They are the lemurs. The most specialised of them is the golden bamboo lemur. It was discovered only recently, and it lives on a part of the bamboo that would be fatal to most other animals. Bamboo pith is full of cyanide, and the golden lemur eats 12 times as much as would normally kill an animal of its size.